The Africa we dream of, peaceful, prosperous, and respected, will only emerge when our governance is guided by our values and not by our interests. Turning to recent examples, it is totally unacceptable. It is totally unacceptable when an African leader, in order to stay in power, will resort to killing his or her own people. In order to stay in power, will rig an election, as if they are God's gift to their country. When you have a country with millions of people, for any leader to think they are the only ones who can be presidents is pathetic. And therefore, and my apology to those who may come from Tanzania, but I'm mentioning this because they are your neighbor, that the recent election and what transpired, the killings around that election, I for one do not recognize the person who was inaugurated as the President of Tanzania. She is an illegitimate president. But the sad story does not stop there. The sad story does not stop there. Recently, we saw another inauguration of a 90-something-year-old president in Cameroon. 90-something years old, who can hardly walk, but still wants to be president. We have seen in countries like Ivory Coast, and they're not the only ones, where when an opposition leader shows that they are going to be able to put up a credible challenge against an incumbent, suddenly they are charged with some crime or the other. Their parties are banned for one reason or the other, just so that an incumbent can remain in power. That is not the Africa that we want.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is truly a wind of change sweeping across our continent. This wind is the latest expression of Pan-Africanism, I dare say. The wave of Gen Z-led protests across Africa against bad governance, against corruption, impunity, lack of transparency, electoral fraud, and rising living costs is a powerful testament to a new generation rising. These peaceful demonstrations are not acts of recklessness. They are acts of hope and determination aimed at restoring the dignity of their generation and ours, just as their forefathers restored Africa's dignity through the struggle against colonialism and oppression. This is Pan-Africanism in action, an awakening that must be recognized and supported. African leaders must stop treating protesters as criminals. In the case of Kenya, in the case of my own country, senior counsel went out there, PLO, next to community maximum prison, to enter and defend young Kenyans who are charged under Prevention of Terrorism Act, that your own children were even seen as terrorists.